to get the camera set up. I used the phone last time. I wasn't too excited with that. So I decided this time to throw out my GoPro and see if possibly we could do something a little better with that. Looks like I'm gonna have to adjust this as we go. There we go. I think we got it. I think that's it. We'll deal with that. That sounds like, it looks like it's good there. So I'm heading off to work this morning. It's August 1st. It's about 6:20 in the morning. The sun is shining. It's blinding most drivers because the sun is just over the horizon. But it ain't blinding me because, well, I'm wearing these polarized sunglasses and I'm not a little bitch. So I can handle it. Anyways, thanks for subscribing. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed. Well, subscribe. Maybe you're not going to subscribe right away because I'm pretty sure that most of these videos aren't going to be great, but they're going to get better as they go, and we'll just see how it works. Today I want to talk about languages. Right now, I've always wanted to learn multiple languages because I always kind of thought it was tough or cool. Sorry, when I was watching James Bond, and he'd go in somewhere and he'd be able to speak Russian or German or French somewhere, and I thought, oh my gosh, that'd be so cool to be able to walk into a restaurant and order some food, or speak to a fellow partner in the world of statecraft or espionage and be able to talk in their language. I always thought that'd be really cool. So I've been working on learning new languages, and it's slow. I'm using the app Duolingo, and I'm just trying to get my vocabulary up, and I'm working on a few different languages right now. I started working on Norwegian because I read somewhere that Norwegian was the easiest language for an English speaker to learn. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. German is the easiest language for English speakers to learn by far. So I started learning German, and I know a little bit of Croatian, and so right now I'm really focusing on German, Spanish, Norwegian, and Croatian. I should do more Croatian, but I'm not doing it as much as I should. But my girlfriend Gabby, she's also doing languages. Like, she already speaks Croatian, German, and English fluently, and now she's working on her Spanish. And it's funny because when we were in Spain back in February, I believe it was, we were in Spain, I was able to speak Spanish to the locals, and she didn't understand what I was saying. Now I don't think that would be the case. I think she would blow me out of the water with her Espanol. But we were kind of Spanish last night. We were sitting there at the table, and she threw me her notebook that she's been writing in to help her better understand the language. So she said, just ask me some phrases and I'll translate it and I'll say it in Spanish. And I said, okay, great. So we started going back and forth with how we were going to do that. I'd speak a Spanish phrase and she'd translate to English, or I'd speak an English phrase and then she'd translate to Spanish. And it was very broken and hard, and we're both kind of struggling with it. And I said to her, and I think, this is one of those obvious statements that when you say it and you hear it, you go, well, of course. But sometimes it just has to be said. And the statement is, we're only going to be able to get really good at this language when we're immersed in this language. So when we head off to Spain or Mexico or South America somewhere, we can really start to dig into the Spanish language and really practice our skills and get good at it. And she said, well, of course. But I thought about it. I thought, here we are struggling. We're both, struggling to learn the language. But when we really get around to other people that speak the language, we'll learn more about it. We'll learn the nuances about it. We'll learn the colloquialisms. We'll learn the idioms. We'll learn those little things that make languages what they are. And we'll also be able to pick up a lot quicker. We'll absorb it because we're immersed in that language. And that's a no-duh kind of statement, right? Like, you hear that and you go, of course that makes sense. But yet, here we are still struggling to learn Spanish without actually going out and saying, hey, why don't we go find some Spanish people to hang out with? Because if we were able to find some Spanish people to hang out with, we'd be able to learn the language that much more efficiently. You would learn the language of any language you're trying to learn how to speak. You'd learn how to speak it quicker and more efficiently, expediently, if you were immersed and surrounded by people that knew the language. So I thought about that, how that applies across the board. You know, how does that transfer over to success? And I think that it's again one of those no duh moments when you think about it, like, of course, this totally makes sense. If you hang around people who speak Spanish, you're going to learn how to speak Spanish. But that applies to just about everything. If you're going to hang around people who open businesses, start businesses, run them, and then make them profitable, and then flip them and sell them, you're going to learn how to do that. If you hang around wealthy people, you're going to learn what it means to be wealthy. You're going to learn how to become wealthy. If you hang around successful people, you will be successful. And the more I think about that, the more I think, why are we so devoted to hanging around with people that aren't elevating us? We need to start choosing the people we surround ourselves with. If you want to learn how to speak Spanish, you need to choose to hang around people who speak Spanish. If you want to learn how to run a business, you need to really focus on creating a group of people around you that are successful business owners. If you want to learn how to be a better martial artist, you got to hang around other martial artists. We can't do this alone. We can do this alone. But how much faster would you become successful if you hung around successful people? It's when we hang around the people that are losers, and these are people that want to sleep in on the weekends. They want to get drunk on a Friday. They want to play video games, smoke weed. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's fine if that's your life. But if that's not where you want to be, if you want to have more out of your life, then you're going to have to start to think about who you surround yourself with. And if you surround yourself with a bunch of people that smoke weed and play video games, then it's going to be really hard for you to elevate yourself up and get that success that you're looking for. Now, I just noticed that gas is a little bit cheaper here, so I'm going to swing in here real quick because I get some time. You know what? No, I got enough gas. I got almost a full tank here. It's silly. You got to really elevate yourself and think about who you want in your circle, who you want around you. And if you want to be successful, then you're going to have to sincerely put some effort into hanging around successful people. That's just the long and short of it. Whatever you want in life, whatever you want to do in life, whoever you want to be with or hang out with, whoever you want to be, whatever you want your life to look like, find people who are living that life and associate with them. Don't sit there and hang around with people that all they want to do is smoke weed, get stoned, and squander their Saturdays. Don't hang around with them and then complain that you're not going anywhere. You have to take some accountability for the choices you make and the people that you associate with. So the first thing I would say is, no matter what you're trying to do to be successful at, find some people that are already doing it and hang around them. Make them part of your circle. Thanks so much for listening, folks. I am at work now. The sun is shining. Life is just looking great. I'm gonna find myself a nice place to park, and I wish you all the best. Thanks so much for watching my show, and if you could do me a favor and smash that like button. And I'm still getting used to driving this big truck. Ba, 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 ba.